Now, I want to talk about GE and bring in Yahoo Finance's Jared Blikre to break it down for us. Jared, what's going on with GE stock?
Well, we got a nice beat on the headline number, but I'll tell you what, when you dig inside the report, a little bit of weakness. That's why the stock is probably off about 2%. Now, here are the numbers. Aviation sales were down 28%. This is the biggest drop among the GE's various units, especially industrial ones. And then cash. They burned a lot of cash, about 25% more than the street expected, $200 million worth. And so Culp even had to acknowledge the limited visibility with how GE is going to improve that metric, saying, quote, there are a number of moving pieces. So it looks like Culp still has his work cut out for him. And also the company did stand pat on their guidance, which I guess is good, but they didn't raise it as some of their peers have done. So let's take a look at the Wi-Fi Interactive here one more time. I'm going to show some charts before we get going on this particular ticker. It's up 23%, but you take a look over the last 5 years, you can see how depressed the stock still is. And then Alexis, this is for you because I do this just about every time we talk about GE. There's that 20-year chart showing a drop of more than 3/4 of its value.
Oh, just for me, Jared, thank you. I appreciate that. Taking a look at our trending ticker page, we've got UPS up there, I guess a blowout earnings report from them. And perhaps no surprise because so many of us now shopping online, there's just more volume, I guess, for UPS to have to deal with.
There's more volume, and not only that, they were able to eke out 10% more for each package, and that's a huge deal, especially given the volumes and the way they had to scale up for everything. Not missed on everyone is the fact that vaccines are being shipped all around the world, subsidized by government. So there's a huge amount of volume. Let's take a look. Oh, by the way, that chart is 20 years. I'm going to scale that back down to 1 year. It's left over from the GE. So the headline number, pretty nice. A profit of $2.70 per share, basically doubled what the street was expecting. I mentioned that revenue per package number rising 10%. And the company said about that it was driven by the ground products. So not the flight, but the ground delivered products. CEO Carol Tome said pricing should remain firm. Demand is expected to outstrip capacity for the foreseeable future. And these are some comments by Bloomberg Intelligence. UPS is focused on hauling more packages for small and mid-sized businesses, and that's going to help their profit margins where they can make more money. You can see the stock has just about doubled over the trailing year, and this is a record high, not only for UPS, but for the entire sector. I think it's instructive to look what the entire transportation sector has done over the trailing year because FedEx, guess what? That's up 126%. We got those earnings in a few weeks as well.
And Jared, let's talk about another trending ticker, GameStop, of course. That stock, oh, so many stories. Now, GameStop sold 3.5 million shares for gross proceeds worth about $551 million. Jared, break it down for us.
Yeah, well, let's consider the last time they had to tap the capital markets here. And I'll just pull up a chart while I'm talking. Now, this was in December. They raised about $75 million at the time. So that would be when the price was somewhere in here around, let's say, about $15 a share. And you multiply that out. Guess what? They're making a lot more money this time because the current price is $177. Being able to raise $500 million in the current environment at these elevated stock prices, when you don't even have a broadcasted turnaround strategy. I mean, Ryan Cohen came in here, and this company is a black box. So people are really expecting something to happen. We just have no idea what it is. And I just want to point out one other stock that's in our radar. This is Vaxart. This is actually one of our top trending tickers of the day. It's up 53%. And this is another stock that's been very volatile. It's been getting caught up in some of the GameStop maelstrom, as I like to call it, but also as a biotech stock dealing in vaccines in the current environment. You have those binary outcomes every time a new phase results are announced, guys.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, want to talk about the Yahoo Finance Plus investment idea of the day. We've got a bullish call on AT&T, I guess, on the heels of their pretty good earnings report.
Yeah, and this is by Argus Research. So let's take a look at what they're saying about AT&T. And this is, they're keeping their bullish call on it. They're also keeping their price target intact, and that is $38 per share, which are reaffirming. So AT&T appears to be rebounding from the pandemic as first quarter results showed robust subscriber growth in both wireless and HBO Max, while wireless promotions and the ramp up of HBO Max delivered strong revenue gains. they've also narrowed margins. So margins are of consideration here. Nevertheless, they talk about the recent C-band spectrum auction that AT&T was part of. They compare it to our parent company, Verizon, which spent the most money by far of any carrier. Also T-Mobile, which spent billions less. How fast the competitors can put this new spectrum to work may be a differentiator when it comes to network 5G service. So they're raising their 2021 EPS estimate. Guys.
Thanks so much, Jared.